Hello, everyone. Welcome to this the Bestseller Club series interview series. This is Som Batla welcoming you all. Today we have a very special guest with us. His name is Vishal Gupta. He is a criminal lawyer. He is a computer engineer background, and now he has come out with this new book called "Learn to Win: Arguments and Succeed." So, in this journey today, we'll speak with Vishal and ask him what kind of journey he traveled from a computer engineer to a lawyer and then to a writer, what kind of journey it was. And we'll learn from him about his book. And by the end of this interview, you'll be understanding a lot of value nuggets about what this book is about. So, Vishal, welcome to you to this interview.
Thank you, Som. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah. And let me start with this thing, Vishal. Just quickly, briefly tell about your journey, the way you started your life and then your background of professional very quickly. And then ultimately, how did it culminate to becoming an author? And just quickly tell us about that.
Well, I'm like you said, I'm a computer engineer, and right now a criminal lawyer. I have worked in corporates also, so I have been head of companies. I've been an employee. I've been a professional. I've worked in various industries, so I have a lot of experience in dealing with people, talking to people. My main job has been communicating with people, getting to know people, raising money sometimes. And as a lawyer, as you know, lawyers is everything about talking only. It's all about
Absolutely.
words, it's
Absolutely.
all about presentation. So this book is an outcome of my personal experience of 30 years
Mm-hmm.
of my life of noticing, observing people. And I believe that book writing comes is I wrote a book because I believe every human being has a book in themselves. Every human being.
Yes.
I have yet to meet a person who says I don't want to write a book. They all say, "Oh, even I want to write a book, even I, but I don't have the time,
Mm.
or I have the time, but I don't know how I will find a publisher." Or some say, I have a publisher, but I don't know who will buy the book. How will I go about the process of selling the book? So there are, these are the problems which people face,
Right, right,
and
right.
they give up before they start only.
Absolutely, yes. We'll come to
So
the challenges of that, Vishal. But first of all, I want to connect with you. You are a computer engineer, then turned into lawyer, and then author. But these are very versatile kind of interests you have. So can you just quickly throw a light so that a listener or watcher of this video, he could understand that how the journey of a one person could transition from such a technical background to lawyer and then to writing a book?
I'm
Just a
also a
brief.
cook. I'm also a cook.
Wonderful,
I'm also a fashion photographer.
wonderful.
I've got a green belt in Six Sigma.
Mm-hmm.
I've also done a lot of marketing. So I don't have a Harvard degree, but a lot of courses I've done in that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also a I've done courses on psychology from an institute called CLA.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really love to understand the way the human mind works, the human
Mm-hmm.
brain works, how we
Mm-hmm.
humans react, talk, understand human behavior.
Right.
So I celebrate life every
Mm-hmm.
second.
Wonderful,
I also
wonderful.
do a lot of meditation, pranayam, and I think I more or less I have got a lot of control over things except my weight. So my weight is my final frontier, which I need to solve. And but otherwise, more or less, I've been able to address a lot of my personal issues
Right.
because life is amazing. Life is all about self-discovery,
Wonderful.
and I'm also on the journey of self-discovery.
Absolutely. Now, let me ask you, this book is Learn to Win Arguments and Succeed, and beautifully you have put the T-shirt on, and that shows that this book is really something which you can relate with. So now, tell me, you have so many personalities, so many things you have done in life, and I also have gone through this book to some extent, and I found that you have put more in real life examples of this of your journey, and that is how the book really connects with the reader, and that's what my message to the people is when they come to my coaching program, that everybody has a book inside. So point is that one has to really get everything whichever is coming in the mind and on the paper. So now tell the audience in fact that what this book is all about, and in next 3 4 5 minutes just explain the readers that what they can get out of this book and why they should buy this book.
This book is about communication. Believe me, in life, once you finish your 10th, 12th, and your graduation, your technical knowledge is only 25%.
Mm-hmm.
75% is all about how you handle people.
Right.
It's all about people, relationships that you can establish.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you establish relationships? It is by communication. So there are 3 to 4 ways of communication. One way of communication is through the words.
Mm-hmm.
Second is through the tone.
Mm-hmm.
You could whisper, you could be angry,
Mm-hmm.
you could. Third is through facial expressions,
Right.
and fourth is through body language.
Mm-hmm.
This book is more about words and tone,
Mm-hmm.
because you can make the world go round. You can on your little finger, if you know how to, if you have the gift of the gab, if
Absolutely.
you can convey your message. It's all about conveying, whether you're conveying to your wife, your girlfriend, your parents, your children. How do you convey your message in the
Mm-hmm.
best possible manner?
Mm-hmm.
This book is about that. Now, right
Absolutely.
from an early days of my of my career, I understood this point very well,
Mm-hmm.
because I saw my father communicate. I saw my family members communicate, and I realized very early in life that communication is the crux, or the difference between success and failure.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been making my notes. I've been making my notes,
Mm-hmm.
and a book, even though you may write it within a month or two, but it takes 30 years, 20 years to write in that 2 months. It's like felling a tree, cutting a tree.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
you you 99 times you hit the tree, the 100th time it falls. That doesn't mean the 100th time was the main this thing. You 99
Absolutely.
times you hit it.
Absolutely.
So
That's
the
why they call like overnight success took me 30 years to do that, right?
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of failure. I mean,
Mm.
one of the reasons why this book should be read is because I've seen a lot of failure.
Mm.
I think only a person who's seen a lot of failure
Mm.
can write a book.
Mm.
A person who's always been successful can't write a book.
Absolutely, yes, because there are no lessons to be learned. Okay, now let me, you have written this book and you have touched bestseller at Amazon in multiple categories and you are ranking very well. So how does how does all this feels to you? Like it was like a dream coming true, or like it was, what is the feeling in your mind?
Oh, absolutely. It was a high. I mean, I don't smoke and drink, but I believe that if I did that, this would be a bigger high. It would be bigger than drugs also, maybe,
Right.
even though I don't buy it. So it's a high,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a sense of satisfaction
Right.
in myself, that I was able to. It's like a bucket list, one tick mark, on a
Mm-hmm.
bucket list.
Right. Right. Right.
Writing the book itself was a tick on the bucket list, but getting a bestseller, that also from Amazon, was the cherry on the cake, as they say, icing on the cake.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So
And you have been the author for the, I think you have first book already, Happiness Bank, right?
yes,
And what is your experience with that? Like, and how did you find the difference in the first book launch and this launch when you came to Author Freedom Hub?
like I said, you have to fail to succeed. I
Hmm.
mean, the journey to success is through failure.
Right.
And my first book, I believe, is a fantastic book called Happiness Bank, and
Mm-hmm.
I've given a new idea to the world, first time in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's an amazing idea. I've spent 4 years writing it,
Mm-hmm.
but I went to a normal publisher, and I could not really, nothing much happened, because normal
Mm-hmm.
publishers, print publishers, really don't do marketing,
Mm-hmm.
or really don't give attention.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, it's your baby, and you have to do things. You have
Absolutely,
to
yes.
become an entrepreneur, like you keep saying so, because
Right.
it's your baby. Only you love the baby. Nobody else can love your baby as much as you do.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
the best thing about your course is the title itself: author plus entrepreneur,
Mm.
entrepreneur. I love the
Yes, yes,
title.
absolutely. Yes. Now tell me, like, when did you join this Author Freedom Hub, and from joining till hitting bestseller, what kind of learning curve you had in terms of going to courses and then going to these weekly coaching sessions, Telegram groups? What is your experience about this whole journey? You will tell the audience about that?
I joined on 21st July.
Okay.
Yeah, 21st July, 20th to 21st July,
Mm-hmm.
and I hit on 9th. I hit bestseller on 9th October.
Wonderful.
So the July, August, September, 2 months and 2.5 months.
Wonderful.
And when
Wonderful.
I joined, my book was not even, I had not even started writing this book. It's just in the mind.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So the whole process of writing, and then learning how to publish, and then marketing. Yeah.
So you published your first book. You took 4 years to write that, and now after coming to this Author Freedom Hub, you created this book in like 30, 40 days. So do you think that writing a book in 30 days is really possible? I mean, what exactly your take after coming to this course? Like, what did you learn specifically about writing? About publishing, about marketing? If you could just elaborate about that.
See, writing, there I would have to be honest, there are two clear divisions, fiction and non-fiction.
Mm-hmm.
I believe a non-fiction book can be written in 30 to 50 days,
Right.
depending on the topic and research.
Mm-hmm.
But a fiction book may take time
Mm. Yes.
because it's a completely different ball game.
Mm.
And we should differentiate between fiction and non-fiction, because even though they both come under books as such, but it's like apples and oranges.
Right. Right. Right.
So I predominantly write on the non-fiction side,
Mm-hmm.
and this also non-fiction. Therefore, I was able to write in 40 days.
Right.
And writing is a process, is an obsession and a discipline.
Mm.
Now, what do I mean to say about discipline?
Mm.
I get ideas when I'm in the bath. In fact, I get the maximum ideas when I'm on the pot.
Yes.
As they say, the kings, as they say, the kings, the throne. They say, the throne.
Yes.
And I get my best ideas when I'm doing activities which have nothing to do with book writing.
Mm.
For example, cooking, or in the washroom having a bath,
Mm-hmm.
singing a song,
Mm.
or taking a morning walk or evening walk.
Mm.
And I carry a pen and paper
Right.
wherever I go.
Mm.
And even when I sleep, I keep a pen and paper next to me.
This is a habit of Richard Branson also. He also used to keep a diary with him always, because ideas are like butterfly. Within 5 to 7 seconds, they fly, and you don't recall what the good idea was. It's a wonderful thing.
Absolutely right. So I get up at 2 at night and write, and 3 at night if the idea comes to me.
Wonderful.
And I've seen that, just the way, we've all seen, the movies The Secret, and like how positivity attracts positivity. Whatever you're thinking, that frequency level attracts more thoughts of that similar frequency. Once you start thinking on a particular topic, and it goes in the background, even though you may not be thinking of it willfully, but in the background it's still there.
Yes.
And therefore you are doing something else completely different, and suddenly you get an idea from somewhere, because that thought is still lingering in your mind. It's like how a CPU computer processes on the back,
Right.
something
Right.
like that.
Okay.
So this
Now,
book was written. This book was written every day. I used to keep writing.
Absolutely.
But there is a process of writing which, if you ask me, I'll tell you what the kind of process I use. The first thing I do is I just do a free handwriting.
Yes.
No editing. I had a big problem in writing earlier because I'm a perfectionist. And perfectionist is a very bad personality trait, because sometimes I don't do things because I want to be perfect at it right from the beginning. So I had to overcome a personal character, kind of a personality. I had to overcome my personality.
Okay.
So I just write without thinking of whether it's right or wrong, and without judgment.
Absolutely, yes.
It's called free flow writing, and I just write. And another problem I have is that when I think, the thought is much faster than the pen.
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely.
So many times I can't read what I have written after 2 hours, because it's just like just scribbling, because the thought was coming and I was writing.
Right.
So that part of is very important for me, the first draft.
Right.
Because
and what about publishing and marketing? I mean, you had written the book earlier, but publishing was done by somebody else and marketing was done by somebody else. Now you took the whole 3 hats on your head, like you did the publishing yourself. What was the experience? Can somebody who is not a techie, can they publish on their own? Can they market on their own? What is your take on that?
Absolutely. You don't have to be a techie to publish at all. And I think this is again the goodness of this course. That you see, as somebody new, what I would take 1 year to learn or discover or read about how publishing is done on Amazon. This course provided me on a plate.
Oh, wonderful.
And that is the real value, because I didn't have to struggle on the mundane things. I could focus on the writing rather than struggle on the parts of publishing and the nuances of that.
Wonderful. So basically, your journey with this course, like Author Freedom Hub, we have coaching sessions, we have the Telegram group. How did the community play a role in terms of your book coming out faster, getting reviews and selling and all this stuff? Just tell briefly about that.
Oh, communities are always good, always. Sharing is caring, and sharing takes you to a different level of understanding because sometimes you may not be able to ask a question to the teacher
Hmm.
because you may think it's silly,
Hmm.
but you can ask that to another community member.
Hmm.
And the kind of exchange of information and the problems people are facing,
Hmm.
your community members, when that is shared,
Hmm.
your learning becomes faster,
Hmm.
more fun,
Hmm.
and you are able to do what you want to do.
Absolutely. Inspiration comes from the community and challenges come when you see people growing in, then you are inspired to do that. And community challenges you also, right? Because people
True.
are doing it, you want to take challenges of doing that.
Absolutely true.
Right,
Absolutely
right,
true.
right. So it's wonderful having you, Vishal, here. So now tell me, what do you want to recommend to budding authors in terms of their writing, publishing, and marketing journey? Because I see so many authors, because as I conduct the webinars, and people ask me questions about I'm struggling with publishing, I'm struggling with my book selling. So what is your suggestion to the budding authors who are good writers, but somehow due to this obstacles of high publishing cost or obstacle of not being able to market and not take charge in their life. So what is your recommendation or take for those budding authors so that everybody could send their message out in the world? Please.
Well, my message is, join the course and both the parts, the publishing and the marketing part.
Hmm.
It'll be very easy for you because you'll get to know all the tools for marketing.
Hmm.
In fact, I've not touched upon marketing. The marketing for me was more important than the publishing part
Hmm.
because um, marketing a book is a difficult thing.
Hmm.
My earlier book could only reach a few people in Mumbai.
Mm-hmm.
This book is selling in 10 countries. So
Wonderful.
it's selling in Mexico, Brazil,
Hmm.
Italy, Germany, UK, Canada, Australia, and the US.
Yes.
Now, what a jump! I mean, from just you know, and again, the icing on the cake is I'm spending 25% on marketing as I spent for my earlier book.
Wonderful.
So you
Wonderful.
see, the ways of the brick and mortar marketing and all that is gone. We have to now
Yes.
everything is on the net, on the cloud. You have global platforms, and you
Hmm.
have to use those, and you
Hmm.
have to change your way of marketing. So
Wonderful.
this course gave me that knowledge of marketing on a global platform,
Mm-hmm.
because of which otherwise I would have never been able to reach the amount of people I reached.
Wonderful, Vishal. So, listeners, watchers, look at this. Vishal published his first book and he was struggling with marketing and even able to sell certain people in Mumbai itself. Now, after coming through this author freedom model course and going through publishing model, marketing model, and he has learned so much that he was able to reach to 10 countries and sell so many books and hit bestseller in multiple categories in multiple countries. So, if you are interested in learning how Vishal did all this stuff, then there is a link below this video there you can join my webinar or my formula training, and the link is in the down video. You can click on the link and watch that video and understand what exactly is the model of author freedom model. And like Vishal has wonderful book Learn to Win Arguments and Succeed. Look at the t-shirt which is wearing, and
This
yes,
is the
this is the
book.
yeah. And please, I will be sharing the links in the show notes below. And you can click on the link and buy this book, Learn to Win Arguments and Succeed. I got this, go through this book, and it's a wonderful book, and you should buy this. So now, we are now at the end of this interview. So, Vishal, people will reach out to you for your book. And now tell the one parting piece of advice which you want to give to all the budding authors so that they could, do better in their life in terms of their author journey and in terms of whatever false struggles they have in the mind, they should be clearing that. Tell the parting piece of advice.
No, I just want to say that all of you I know have a book inside, and it's a unique book. Every human being is unique.
Hmm.
Don't think that somebody has written on a similar subject, so you can't write on that.
Yeah.
You are a unique person with unique experiences, and your book will have your uniqueness, the fragrance of that uniqueness. So
Wonderful.
please write. Don't be
Absolutely.
scared of the publishing and marketing part that this course will take care of.
Hmm.
Please write and be happy, celebrate life, and share your experiences with the world. Leave something which people can read. For me, the biggest thing is that even when I'm gone, my books will be there.
Wonderful, Vishal. It was really an amazing interview with you. And we met this wonderful personality today, and thank you so much for being here. It was really a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much, Som. And I keep saying you're the best. And it's because of you that I've been able to reach this bestseller status. I thank you very much for
My
everything.
pleasure and more power to you. Thank you so much. We'll meet again, right? Bye-bye.